What's up, ladies and gentlemen, YouTube Stando TV here, keeping you guys in the know. And today I want to talk to you guys about microtransactions again, and DLC, and episodic content, and multiplayer only titles. But this time I'm going to talk about them in a way that I've not talked about them before. So let's begin. Really started to see multiplayer only games that are built to sell you DLC and huge amounts of microtransactions and episodic content only since the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One started selling. And why is that? Well, it's actually because maybe the developers thought the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One weren't going to sell. Or not. They thought they were going to fail. Fortunately, though, they were wrong, and the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One are selling millions upon millions of units. And this is a good thing for the industry, actually. And I hope it continues when Nintendo releases their NX, either later this year or at the start of 2017. It makes sense if you think about it. With the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, if they were to fail, that means that the only market for gaming would be PC gamers, hardcore gamers, and the mobile market. Fortunately, there were other companies like Bethesda and Project CD Red who just went the other way. They banked and bet on the consoles actually succeeding, and they're putting out quality content like The Witcher 3 and Fallout 4. However, if you're one of the other publishers like Square Enix, Ubisoft, EA, or even Activision, you're banking on the consoles to fail, then you're going to start working on multiplayer content and mobile content, and try to find a way to make your returns larger by doing half the work you normally would and selling more DLC and microtransactions. And this would only be because the mobile market is so diverse and smaller, and same as the PC market being much smaller than the console market. All of these games were in development before the PS4 and the Xbox One, and it's basically because the 7th generation or last generation consoles, they were starting to see diminishing returns on their software. But after seeing how successful The Witcher 3 and Fallout 4 was, and how consumers noticed the difference in quality between products, I think that the big three, along with Square Enix, will finally come back down to reality, or at least we hope so. But this explains why we got Evolve, which is a multiplayer-only experience that sells hugely vast amounts of DLC or microtransactions within the game. Sure, they're skins, they don't hurt gameplay, but it was a multiplayer-only experience. Same with Titanfall. And that's also why games like Destiny and the upcoming Tom Clancy's The Division exist, platforms on which to sell you future DLC. It also explains why Square Enix was also going to do episodic content like Final Fantasy VII the Remake and now Hitman. If you really think about it, they are doing half the work. I don't care what anybody says. They're doing half of the work to earn a larger reward. Anybody can look the difference between Call of Duty and Star Wars Battlefront. Call of Duty, which had a campaign. Now, whether it was a good, well-written campaign or not, that's besides the point. They had a full-fledged campaign, they had zombie mode, and they had multiplayer. A full-fledged $60 title, whereas Star Wars Battlefront just had the multiplayer experience. And it's no better of a multiplayer experience than, say, a Battlefield game. They just didn't do a campaign, and they still sold it to you for $60. And not only that, they sold you guys a $50 downloadable content expansion. Holy crap, and people bought into it. Now, this is only going to continue one of two ways. It depends on how vocal the internet is and how much profit that these big publishers are making. If they make huge profit and nobody's vocal and they don't see a diminishing return in the future, then we're going to continue to get the same products out of these big companies. However, if they see that, hey, the internet is being very vocal and they're not buying our next iteration of the game, Instead, they're going to these other developers like Project CD Red and Bethesda. Then they're going to start, hey, we need to reverse railroad this and get back on track with what we used to do and what used to make us great. And hopefully that happens. Not to mention all these games were in development before the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One even released. Hopefully now developers are moved on and taking the Ubisoft approach and working on traditional full-fledged games. Even the creators of Rainbow Six Siege said, oh, we're sorry, next time we will give you that Rainbow Six campaign. Anyway, guys, I thought this topic to be interesting. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Don't forget to check me over at Twitter, Twitch, those gurus over at intrepidgurus.com. Also check out my site, standotv.weebly.com. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, guys, I really do love your face and appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you next time. Have a good one.